Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd Source, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today is the Social Textures Gingham Blanket. Now Social Textures, where did we come up with the name? Jeannie was working on this on a cruise ship and she realized that she could talk to people while making this one. So we said this is really kind of a social Afghan, as you can talk and crochet at the same time. So this is the Social Textures Gingham Blanket, and all of the squares are identical to each other. The only difference is that they're a different color to give it the look. So today's pattern, we're going to be using Caron 1 pound yarn. We have white, soft gray, dark gray that you see. Now there's a mix of different colors that you'll need as far as like the counts. So what we have is color A for white is going to be 9 squares. Color B is soft gray. There's going to be 24, and color C is going to be 16 squares of dark gray. So what I'm going to do is today is that I'm going to take you through our rounds number 1 through 6, which is an entire one piece here that you have, and then you just have to keep making those squares in the different colors in order to get it to work. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to leave the whip stitching for you to be able to figure out. We actually have videos on whip stitching, and it's just simply just working your way across, just joining them with your tapestry needle. What I'm also going to do today is that I'm going to take you through the border. The border is really quite awesome. You can see the blown up photos in the diagram. You can see how the squares are working together as well. And what we're going to do is that just cover the border here, and I think it's going to be a really awesome day. So without further ado, really, I want you to grab a 5.5 millimeter size eye crochet hook, and that's what I have here in my hands. You can use Caron 1 pound. Just make sure that if you change the yarn, make sure that the yarn complements the hook, and it should work out for you as well. So without further ado, let's go. So let's begin today. We're going to start off with a slip knot, and I would classify this as an easy level project in order for you to accomplish. And I want you to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Now second chain from the hook, which is the very first chain, I want you to apply, and we want to go around the center of this. So let's be able to do that, and I'm gonna show you the join because the join is really important when you get there. So second chain from the hook, I want you to apply a single crochet, and then chain 2 and single crochet back in again. So that chain 2 was a corner. So chain 2 again, and coming back in, just go right up over top of the straggler, the loose end, to bury it underneath, and then chain 2 and then coming in again. So you essentially have 1 single crochet, and then you got chain 2, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, chain 2. So the final corner is missing. So what you need to do to fill that in, and this is a great technique I learned from Ginny years ago, is that you're going to join this one with the first one with a half double crochet, which counts as a chain 2. And what that's gonna do is that it's gonna leave your hook in the middle of a corner, which is exactly where you need to be. So what I want you to do at this point is that I want you to start round number 2. Let's begin that next. So let's begin round number 2. You'll notice that we're not going to chain 1 to start. We're just immediately in this particular space, which is where the half double crochet join is that I want you just immediately single crochet. So you're not doing a chain 1 to start, which is kind of unusual. Hey, we're gonna go with it, right? Now I want you to chain 1, and you're gonna skip the next single crochet and go right into the next chain 2 space, and you're gonna apply the same thing in there. So you can apply a single crochet and then chain 2 and single crochet. Your corners will always be that as we're working throughout the square. So just chain 1, skip the next single crochet, and let's just go into the next chain 2 space, which is the next corner, and single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and continue in that same fashion. So chain 1, skip the single crochet, go right to the corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 1, go to the next corner. Now the next corner is the last corner that we have. So we're going to apply a single crochet first to finish it, and then all I want you to do is join with a half double crochet to the beginning single crochet. So just wrap the hook, going into the beginning single crochet, and finishing it with a half double crochet to put yourself back in the same corner. So let's begin round number 3. So let's begin round number 3. Now we're not gonna chain 1 to start. It's unusual, but that's okay. It's still working out. It's still looking square, so I'm not having any doubt yet. So let's begin the first chain 2 space. So we're going to single crochet right into the chain 2 space, which is the same space that you did the half double crochet. That equals chain 2. So single crochet, and then I need you to chain 1, and then skip the next single crochet and go right into this chain 1 space and single crochet, and then chain 1, and then come into the next corner. So the corner will be the same of single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. So let's begin another side. So chain 1 first, go to the next chain 1 space, so skipping over that single, go right into the space, single crochet, chain 1, and then go into a corner. And we're gonna do that all the way around. Remember, the corners will always be the same, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now eventually you'll come back up to where you had, so this is in the last chain 1 space here. Okay, so chain 1, so right in the last space of the corner. So you're gonna single crochet first and then join it with the half double crochet right into the top of the first single crochet, and that leaves you right in the corner for round number 3. So let's begin round number 4. So round number 4, let's begin. We're immediately just gonna single crochet in the same space, so no chain 1, and then chain 1 now and go to the next chain 1 space and fill it in. So single crochet, chain 1, go to the next space and fill it in, single crochet, chain 1, and then come into your corner. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Let's begin another side. So it's gonna be chain 1 to start, come into the next space, chain 1 space, and then chain 1 after, and then single crochet in the next space, chain 1 after, and you're back on the corner. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So we're just gonna keep repeating that all the way around. This is a lot easier. I can see why Jeannie could just sit there and chat with us while she was doing this. It's a really easy concept to follow so far. We're only on round number 4, but I do have hope because that means that we're almost done. When you come all the way back around to the first corner that we started with, you're gonna single crochet and then just join it with a half double crochet, and that was round number 4. So now let's begin round number 5. So let's begin round number 5. You're going to chain 2, and that will count as a double crochet. That's unusual, but that's okay. We're going with it, right? So in the same one that you did the join right here, you're going to apply 2 more double crochets. It works. Just go with it, right? So what we're going to do then is in the next single crochet we are just going to skip it, and then we're gonna come right down. So we want to come 2 below. So this single crochet, see how there's a space there, and this single crochet, I want you to look to that single crochet 2 rows below, and it's gonna be a front post treble. So wrap the hook twice and you're just coming straight down 2 rows below and grab that single crochet from the front. That's a front post treble. Now what we want to continue to do then is that we are going to put 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So the next chain 1 space that you run into on the row that you're working on is going to be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. But we're not done the side yet. We want to do another front post treble 2 rows below. See, it's right there. Okay, so just wrap the hook twice and coming in, and now we're immediately just gonna jump to the corner. So the corner will always be the same. So in this case it'll be 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, followed by only at the chain 1 and then back into the same one again for 3 more double crochets. So that allows you to turn. So let's do another side just to make sure we understand the pattern. Okay, so we're gonna skip the single crochet and we're just gonna look 2 rows below. It's the first one here. It touches the corner and it's gonna be a front post treble. We then come to the next chain 1 space that's available to you on the row that we're working on, that's right that we should be going into, and there'll be 3 double crochets there. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're gonna come and we're gonna do another front post treble, and it's here. So just follow it straight down, and it's the other one that goes into a corner 2 rows below, if you're kind of following that gist. And now you're gonna do a corner. So it's gonna be 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, followed by a chain 1 and then 3 again. So 1, 2, and 3. So do you think you know what you're doing? I'm gonna stay silent and I'm gonna do the next sections here. So I'm just finishing up the final side here as we come around. This is round number 5. Don't forget you still have to do that front post treble 2 rows below. And then the final corner here is already partially done, so you're just gonna do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And this time you're going to single crochet to the top of the chain 2, which counts as a double crochet. So it says single crochet in the first double crochet. That's what that means. And you're just gonna go in, pull through, and then pull through 2, and that keeps you in the corner. And so we got round number 6, which is the final round for this square. So the final round, we're not gonna chain 1 like we did before, so we're just gonna continue that same thing. So going into the same space, single crochet. So each one of these stitches all the way across to the corner is 1 single crochet each. And then in the corners it says that it will be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So this is exactly what you're seeing today. It's a nice simple little square idea. It's got a bit of texture to it without a lot of overkill for thinking. Once you get to your corner, same thing, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and etc. So please do that all the way around. So single crochet in each, in the corners, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I'll see you at the end of this round. So you're gonna come all the way back around, and in the very last space there you're gonna single crochet and then just join it with the half double crochet, and that's it. So you're gonna fasten off and you're gonna weave in your ends, and you wanna do as many squares as you would like to do. So in this case it's 49. If you'd like to change the color patterning or anything, you can do that. Just lay it all out and figure that out on paper if you need to. Graph paper is great. So that I'm gonna leave that for your creativity. So the next part is that once we get all of these kind of squares done, you're gonna want to whip stitch these together, and let me show you that in just a moment. So when you're going to whip stitch these together, each square will be exactly the same, and on the outside edge there's always 2 strands, which is 1 stitch. Now if you go into the back loop of this one here, so if you're looking at it, it'll be this one here, and say you have another one, it'll be the back loop of that one as well, and you're going to just sew them using the back loops only. And what happens is that you get a completely flat look as you see in the photograph. So it's nice and flat, so you just have to choose a color in order to go across. In this case I would choose it to be gray, because if you go along and you're whip stitching all the way across, the gray is consistent all the way through it. So choose the color that makes sense for you in order to do it. So you just have to go all the way across, and then you keep joining, and then you turn it and then join in this direction. So you go all the way across when you're going to do that. So it's kind of a neat concept, and what I can do for you now is that I can show you the border and how it's done. I'm going to apply the border to this particular square, and we're gonna continue with that. But in your case you'll want to get all your squares done, except for if you want to change the size, you probably do that too. So let's without worry, let's do row number 1 through 6 for the final border. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm gonna show you how to do the border. Obviously you're gonna have more going in this direction and down, so we're gonna just start off in the top corner. I'm going to show you a standing single crochet. Jeannie tells you to attach and you do a single crochet in the first one, but if you do a standing one you can save some time. So make a slip knot first and put it onto your hook. Now you're gonna come into the very top corner of your blanket, so once it's all assembled, is that you're gonna come in into the gap space, the chain 2 space, and I want you to watch. Just wrap the yarn and pull through, but do not pull through the starting loop, and then just yarn over, pull through like this, and that's a standing single crochet. So now you've just applied what she wanted. She wanted a single crochet in the corner. So here is what the repeat pattern is all the way across your afghan and even when you turn. So you're gonna chain up one, you're going to skip the next stitch that is available to you, so right here, and go to the second one over, and you're going to single crochet and skip chain one, skip one, and single crochet in the next, and chain one, skip one, and etc. And you'll want to do that all the way across, and when you're jumping over top of your joins, that'll work out as well. Okay, so you're going to come in to the very end just like so, and then what I would do is just chain one, and then your next one will be in the next square here. If this is a corner which I'm about to turn, then what you'll do is that you'll chain two, and coming into the same corner just single crochet and then restart. So chain one, skip the first one, go to the second, and do that all the way down. So eventually you'll hit squares that are joining when you get there. So even if it's joining, just follow the same routine in order to get this to work. So chain one, so you're gonna come right into the very edge, and then chain one, then you would go into another one that if it was joining, and if not, if you're turning, then make sure you chain two and then turn and then continue along. So please do this all the way around for round number one. So eventually you come back all the way around, you're just following the stitch counts, and then you'll come into the same one that you did the join, and when you go to do that one, then the final one is join with the first single crochet with the half double crochet in order to do that. What I want you to do is we want to get rid of this color now, so fasten this color off, and we're going to bring on color B, it says, and whatever color that you would like to do, and we're gonna continue with that as we move into round number two. So fasten this off, weave in your ends, and let's begin round number two. So let's begin round number two. I want you to do a standing single crochet to start. So put it onto the hook first, go into the chain two space, in this case it's a half double crochet join which equals chain two, go right into the space, insert the hook in. I want you to scoop the yarn and pull through. You have two loops on your hook, pull through both, and that is a standing single crochet. So very much like the beginning of this when we were jumping over in the center here, is that you're going to chain one, and then you were going to skip the next single crochet and go right into the chain one space. Now see how I buried in the other yarn that's just kinda hiding under there? Make sure that I scoop it up so both of them are together. So if you go like this, see the one that you're carrying is not gonna be stuck with it. So you want to, when you go into that, you wanna grab and go underneath that one as well. Okay, and then chain one, and then you wanna continue that all the way down. So go into the next chain one space, chain one, and you're just single crocheting in these spaces as you're going all the way across. Now the last round, because you were going across all of the joinings that you had, this round there will be no more joinings left. You're just gonna go straight across, and then eventually you'll hit the corner. So the corners will be the same, single crochet, chain two, single crochet, then chain one, and go to the next chain one space and fill it in. So please do that all the way around. This is round number two. As you're finishing up round number two, the very final corner will be a single crochet, and then you'll join it with a half double crochet. Now Jeannie's recommending that you keep this color on one more time, so just repeating number two, which is what we just did. So single crochet in the first space, chain one, and then just go right into the next chain one space and fill it in with the single crochet, and then chain one, and etc. And so do this all the way around then again with this color. And this is round number three, which is a duplicate of round number two. We got two more rounds left. Sorry, three more rounds after this. So please do this for round number three. So coming all the way back around, single crochet in the final, and then join it to the top of the first single crochet with the half double crochet join. Now Jeannie's recommending get rid of this yarn now, and we're gonna move into round number four. And we're going to apply those front post trebles that we had already before, and I'm going to apply green now. So just fasten this off and we'll begin round number four momentarily. So when I last left you before when we did the front post trebles, you'll notice that we just did it twice. Now here we're gonna have more front post trebles working our way all the way down from this. So that, remember there's gonna be more joining, and this represents the entire afghan that you see here. So let's begin to do round number 4. I want you to start off with this slip knot and watch what I do. She says to join it here and then do a chain 2. You can do that, or you can do a standing half double crochet, which equals the same chain 2. To do a standing, because this is the whole point of tutorial work, is to learn something new, put the loop already on the hook. Wrap the loop, hook first. Make sure it doesn't spin like this. So just kind of pinch it. So wrap and pinch so they get 2 loops on the hook. Insert into the chain 2 space and pull through, and because it's a half double crochet you pull through all 3 loops. That is a standing half double crochet. So the chain 2 or a standing half double crochet equals the same. You're gonna apply 2 more double crochets in there, but before you do that, put this down on the top of the line and bury it as you go. So 2 more double crochets. So 1 and 2. So the only difference between the round that you did here with the front post trebles is that it's gonna be a lot wider. So here's how you're gonna do it. So you're just going to immediately come to the 2 rows below, and it's a single crochet. It's right there. Okay, and you're going to do a front post treble. So just going around that post, front post treble, and then do that. And then in the next chain 1 space that you have, you're going to apply in 3 double crochets. So we did that before. The only difference is that you're much bigger. And when we did this before, there was 1 more front post treble and then you were already done. In this case we're gonna work our way across the entire afghan. So to do the next one, you're gonna wrap the hook twice, coming 2 rows below. So every other one of these single crochets that you see down here are going to be a front post treble. And then come into the next chain 1 space and fill it in with 3 double crochets. Okay, so you continue that all the way across, and if you choose your right colors you can really make this outstanding. So I want you to go all the way across, and then I'm gonna show you how to turn a corner, which is what you already know anyway. So if you want to put me on hold here and get to your first corner, you can do so now. And if you're ready to go, we're gonna get going on that too. So I'm gonna hit my next corner next. So I have to finish this off with the front post treble and then start my corner. So in the chain 2 space it'll be 3 double crochet, followed by a chain 1, and then 3 double crochet again. So you'll do that when you hit a corner. And then you'll start a new side. So to start the next side we're immediately gonna do a front post treble. So if you look at where you came from, how it was going, you can see the future, and just come 2 rows below to the single crochet and do a front post treble, and then next chain 1 space, 3 double crochets. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 4. We got 2 more rounds left. So as you come back around, don't forget that final front post treble to put into the side, and then your last corner here you gotta finish it. So you're gonna put in 3 double crochets first, and then join it with the first standing half double crochet with a single crochet join. Now she says, now round number 5 we're gonna keep the same color. So we're going to just immediately in the same space single crochet around the same space, and then we are going to chain 1 and we're going to skip the next stitch, and then you're gonna come into the next one after that and then single crochet. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next, and you're gonna do that all the way down the side. And what do you think you're gonna do on the corners? The corners will always be the same as what we already know. So there will be a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And what we're doing on this particular round is that we're preparing for your final round of inserting in your picots. I love picots on the edge. It's really awesome. So you're gonna skip the last one before the space, and you're doing it anyway because you're keeping in count. So you're gonna single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then start again. So chain 1, skip the first one, go to the second, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next. So please do that all the way around. This is round number 5. One more round to go and your blanket's complete today. So when you come all the way around, you're just gonna single crochet in the last space and then just join with a half double crochet join to the first single crochet, and then that's it. So I want you to fasten off, and we're going to do our final color. I'm gonna make it yellow because that's what I started off with, just to kind of tie it all together. Of course the color creativity is up to you at the end of the day, really. So let's begin the final round, number 6, and we're gonna introduce some picots, which gives it a bit of texture right to the very end. So Jeannie's gonna get us started, and we're going to begin our final revolution. So get your yarn ready. We're gonna do a standing single crochet to begin, and let's go into a chain 2 space. So pull through, you pull through both loops, and that's a single crochet, standing single crochet. So in each of these stitches that we have is that we're going to apply a single crochet. So even if it's a chain 1 space, you want to apply it. So let's count the next 3. So 1 and go into a space. This is 2, and the third one is a stitch, 3. And she's saying to do a picot. So how you do it is that you chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then just slide your hook in to the 2 strands you can see on top, and yarning over, pulling it through and through, and that will finish it. So she's telling you now for the remaining of the crossing is that in each there's gonna be 4 in a row. So let's do that. So we're gonna go 1 and then come into the stitch, 2 and a space, 3 and a stitch, 4, and the picot is gonna be there. So 1, 2, 3, and then slide in, pull through and through, and then continue along. So it's 4. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then another picot. So 1, 2, 3, and then in. So you want to do that all the way down, and continue that then as we turn the corner. So let me get to the next corner, and I'll show you what to do. So as we continue, then we're getting close to the corner. I'm just gonna apply a picot where I am. So that's my 4th one, and then we're going to head into the corner. So the next one is still a space, and then we still have an actual stitch left, and now we have our chain 2 space. So it's gonna be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and now we're going to begin another side. So the side is how we started it before. So the first 3 in a row are empty. So 1, 2 and 3, empty, meaning that there's no picots, and then the third one there, that's when we're going to apply our picot. So 1, 2, 3 and going in. So now it's gonna be like it was before, so 4 in a row. So starting in the next space, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then a picot. So 1, 2, 3 and so on. So continue the same idea going all the way around for round number 6, and you can see it really does a nice border right at the very end. And eventually you'll come back all the way around, and you're just following the pattern as you know it, and you'll end up back into the corner space. So single crochet, and then just join it with the half double crochet, join to the beginning single crochet to finish. So let's back out the camera. So now you can just fasten off and weave in your ends. This is what we've accomplished today. Obviously your blanket will be much bigger, but you can see this square looks amazing just as is, and you can see that it's pretty awesome. So just weave in your ends and your blanket is good to go. And until next time, it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at yarnspirations.com, and thanks so much for Jeannie for designing today's pattern. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.